I used to work in the city, and it was one particularly horrible, cold, snowy winter. And I was sitting on the train, the tube, and I suddenly thought, you know something? There's far more to life than sitting on this smelly, dirty tube at 7:30 in the morning and going up to the city and working with people I didn't like. So I took a leap of faith and I left. And I did want to do something with complementary healthcare. And so I did a course on Indian head massage, yeah. And I absolutely loved it. It was wonderful. And so then I went on and I did anatomy, physiology and hematology. And I loved that. My paper at the end of studying was actually on the effect of stress on the endocrine system. I was doing stress management, stress relief. I did acupressure for it. And then I got an email from an amazing trainer that he was running a master clinical hypnotherapy course. That was Alistair Horscroft. And so I thought, I'm going to have a bit of that. And I loved that, and then went on to do my mastery in NLP coaching with him. And that's how I arrived. So the journey is still continuing. What I like most about what I do is seeing when people walk into my clinic and they look miserable, they look stressed, their face is down, their mood is down, their whole persona is down and sad. And within a few sessions, it's totally the reverse. You know, it's the smiley face when you go, and that. Yes. And that's what I love most, to see people walking out, and when they walk out, they give me a hug. And they say, thank you so much. And
must be a great feeling.
It's a fabulous feeling. It really is. There's nothing like it.
Last year you became a best-selling author, which I know you've been one of the highlights of your career. Can you tell us a bit about the book?
Yes, my Little Book of Helpfulness. Do you know, there are so many self-help books out there. They regurgitate the same thing, but in a different format over and over. But each exercise, each little each chapter on how to make a change can be 10-20 pages long. And so the person who wants to make that change is flipping through the pages, and they start to lose the will to live and actually put the book down, don't make the change, and they're back to square one. Within my clinic, I do change work, and I do it very quickly with people. It doesn't last for hours and hours. We go 1, 2, 3. And I thought, why don't I put that into a little book? So I wrote it basically for people who are on the run, who need to make a change quickly. I also told my publisher it had to be A6, not A5, and they were, what? A6? And the reason I wanted it A6 is you can slip it into your handbag, into a pocket, a back pocket, your jeans. You carry it with you wherever you go. And you can make that change just sitting on the bus or the train or in the car. Yeah, and that was what motivated me to write it.
Here we are into another exciting big project with you. Tell us about your new therapy, NNRT. Tell us a bit about that.
Okay, NNRT, negative neuro pathway reversal therapy. It's a big mouthful, so that's why we stick to NNRT. NNRT utilises bilateral eye movements, and what bilateral eye movement does is transfer from the right side of the brain to the left side of the brain inhibitions and negative emotions that are inhibiting the client and stopping them moving forward.
I see. So it's almost like it removes blockages.
Correct.
So tell us why you've decided to offer a course to teach other people NNRT. What's behind that, Monica?
Do you know what I think? Actually thinking about is very similar to when I wrote my book. I wanted to give somebody the ability to be able to tap in and get rid of anxiety, confidence, and all of that sort of thing very quickly. And by the same token, I found that when I was using bilateral eye movement with my clients in clinic, I was able to help them very quickly. There are so many moments. I think one that stands out, I think one of my first really big moments, after an interview that I did on Radio 4, a very well-known actor contacted me and said, would I help him get rid of his stage fright and build his confidence? And I thought, oh dear, oh wow. Here's this person who's been around, is a household name, and has been around for many, many, many years. Maybe 3 decades. And here he is, coming. He's got nerves. He's got stage fright. And I think that was one of my biggest moments when, after just one session, he was up and running. Yeah. I think a lot of the abuse cases that I have are a standout. Abuse is so prevalent, and people are now starting to talk about it. When we think of abuse, we think of women being abused. But I've had more men who have been abused sit in front of me. And there was one particular individual who was, as a young child, started off to be beaten by his father. He came from an Irish family, all very macho. He knew he was gay even at a young age. His brothers shunned him, and then they started to really sexually abuse him. And he carried this all through his life. He was now 50. And it still haunted him terribly. And so to be able to get rid of the haunting part of his life, and so he could have a happy relationship as well with his partner, that was, that stood out quite a lot.
Did you use NNRT?
Yes, I did. Yes, I used it quite a lot with him for various different negative emotions that were coming up, because remember, we are like onions, all of us, and with NNRT, with bilateral eye movement, you tear away layers, so you peel away layers. Now with some people you only need to peel away one layer. With others, there are many layers that you work on. You have a success story, and then underneath there's another layer. And that's really what it's all about. And yes, he now is quite happy.